Today on Week in Review.
We count Built by Nate stickers with Kyle.
A bunch of our friends are keen on boots.
And Vince convinces us to pre-drill everything.
This is your Cop Tool Week in Review. Hey guys, welcome back to Cop Tool. I'm Rob, alongside me is Sarah, and here are today's Power Tool headlines. We start off this week by visiting our favorite Kiwi on the other side of the world. Scott Brown brought us onto the job site where he was building a scullery. I think that's a pantry, or maybe a dishwashing room, or a dungeon eatery.
That's the one.
There you go. I don't know. Everything's upside down over there. But as it turns out, the bulk of the work was done under the floor, where no one will ever see or appreciate the work. A good reminder to all of us that even the parts no one sees are important and deserve your best. You should watch for yourself at Scott Brown Carpentry on YouTube.
I love Scott's editing style.
Right?
I also love Richard's.
Yeah, Finished Carpentry TV.
Yes, indeed. Richard has this great way of making me feel like I'm working alongside with him, and this week was no different. Fortunately, we all got to come alongside as he wrapped up another couple creative accent walls and then showed off his new truck. He got a beautiful Ram 3500 dually with a tiny 117,000 miles on it. He said that's nothing for diesel.
Oh yeah, that's nothing.
You have no idea what he's talking about.
All right, no, but I trust him.
If you want to spend another day on the job with Richard, you'll find him at Finished Carpentry TV on YouTube.
Next, we head over to RR Buildings, where Kyle finally gave us that tool trailer tour he's been promising for months now. His custom trailer, as it turns out, was built specifically to his needs, and it spends most of the time on the job site. Now, Sarah and I were watching it together, and while we enjoyed the tour as you'd expect, our attention was totally derailed once we started playing a game we like to call Find the Built by Nate sticker. I say there's 4.
There was 5.
Sarah says there's 5.
Yeah, I'm right.
But you can count for yourself. The video can be found at RR Building on YouTube.
So do you pre-drill your holes?
Wow, that's a personal question.
No, it's not, and you probably do. But if you've ever wanted to be sure of your choices, Vince from VCG has you covered. Vince talks about the reason we pre-drill.
Still personal.
Still not. And when it's not necessary. But if I'm being honest, my favorite part of the video was the rant at the beginning when Vince decided to burn the trolls who struggle to troll properly. Seriously. You should watch it for yourself at VCG Construction on YouTube.
If you've ever attempted to make anything with wood, you're no doubt familiar with the fragile and unpredictable nature of the medium. Now, it's fairly common to make mistakes, and often they'll make you want to give up. But Jonathan Katz-Moses wants you to learn not only to confront your mistakes, but often find ways to make them features of your work. In his video this week, he walks you through 7 ways to fix common woodworking mistakes, including the use of wood fillers, sawdust, glues, and more. So, unless you're Colin Furs and never make a mistake, visit Jonathan Katz-Moses on YouTube.
Colin makes mistakes all of the time.
Blasphemy.
Whatever. Let's do some actual work with Rob Robillard.
Here at Concord Carpenter, we're all about saving you time and money. You know, building big columns like this, it's a lot of fun, and we've done it for years with conventional 1x12 lumber and big lumber. The problem is it moves, it shrinks, it cracks, and it's kind of, you know, it can cause a callback at times. Using a medium density fiberboard like this, it's not going to cause a callback. It's not going to shrink. It's going to stay dimensionally stable. You secure it, glue it, secure it together. It comes in 4x8 sheets. It cuts, sands, drills. It works just like wood and gives you a great finish. I'm Rob Robillard, trying to save you time and money on the job site.
Thank you, Rob. All right, guys, it's time for the Cop Tool Make or Break. Jordan Farr made a bowl this week with live edge quilted maple and epoxy. He's a man of few words, but he lets his skill speak for itself. Watching him turn the hybrid bowl for 3 minutes was amazing. You can find Jordan Farr on YouTube and on Instagram. Mr. Fix-It DIY created some beautiful outdoor seating using just a 60-pound bag of concrete and a handful of redwood 2x4s. He custom made the molds for the concrete legs and only had to make a few cuts with the redwood for the seating. I showed this project to my husband, and we've decided that we want to make 10 of these.
That seems like a bit much.
I need 10 of them. You can find Aaron from Mr. Fix-It DIY and the plans for this project over on YouTube. Speaking of spending time in the good old outdoors, Brad from Fix This Build That made a steel fire pit that is perfect for smaller spaces or, like he had suggested, tailgating. This was his first all-metal build and had a couple things to figure out. In the end, he gave new metal workers advice based off of what he had learned during this project. So if you're looking for a metal build, go check it out at Fix This Build That on YouTube. That's it for this week's Make or Break. If your favorite maker posts something great this week and you would like it to be featured in the show, please email me at projects@koptool.com.
It's time to get down to business with industry news from the Construction Junkie. Now, I have good news and bad news this week.
Bad news first.
Okay. Tower cranes are serious business after a recent crane collapse in Dallas, Texas claimed the life of a woman in her own apartment and injured several others. A local NBC affiliate decided to do some digging, and they discovered that Texas has 3 times the number of crane-related deaths than the next highest state. That's 50 from 2011 to 2017, compared to only 16 in Florida and New York. The culprit? Absolutely zero regulation or monitoring of crane use in the state of Texas. You can find the whole story at constructionjunkie.com.
Yikes.
Yeah, I told you it was bad news.
Okay, well, I'm ready for good news.
Okay, yeah, me too. Fortunately, it's less than 60 days until Procore brings the construction industry together to learn from and inspire each other at Groundbreak 2019 in Phoenix, Arizona.
That is good news.
It is, but better than that, if you haven't got your tickets yet, we've got a code that will save you $200.
Oh, sweet. What's the code?
Yeah, to get that, you're going to need to go to constructionjunkie.com where you can get the code and all the rest of your industry news.
What a segue.
Thank you.
You bet. Before we go, it's time to swing by Instagram for our favorite post from this week. First up, the Tool Girl brought us into her garage to show off her Freud router bits.
Lineman42 showed us a telephone pole that genuinely makes me afraid to ever drive under electrical wires ever again.
Murray installed a DZ tailgate assist and it's smooth.
Last of all, you might have noticed a ton of Keen utility posts this week, like the one from Travis at Tools by Design. That's because Keen held a press event this week where several content creators got a chance to not only see how Keen makes their boots, but the opportunity to make a pair of their own. Fortunately for us, Ethan Abramson was there, and we're going to check in with him right now. Ethan, how's the event?
Hey Rob, we're here at the Keen event in Portland. You can see beautiful factory behind us, great people working here, loved it. We got to make some boots. Check them out. Yeah. So, I'm here, I'm loving it. I got these 3 fine gentlemen with me. What do you guys think? One word about the event.
Amazing. Awesome. Lots of education.
Cheater. All right. So, Rob, great seeing you, and we'll talk soon.
Well, that doesn't look like any fun at all. Should I ask why Colt's rubbing his boots like he's hoping to meet the Keen genie?
No, you should not.
For more coverage of the Keen Utility event, you can find Ethan at TheBuildWithEthan on Instagram, or simply follow the hashtag KeenUtility.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week.
Oh, before we go, I wanted to ask you about something. Okay. So one of the videos from earlier on the program by Scott Brown Carpentry, that really kind of struck a chord with me.
How so?
So I really liked it that he focused on the fact that a lot of work that tradespeople do happens behind the scenes and never even gets seen by clients. I think that's kind of crazy. I want you to think about it. If I was to ask Eric from Mechanical Hub how often clients go either down to the basement or go into a utility room just to see the good work he did, or are they just walking in the bathroom and excited they can turn the water on and flush the toilet?
Probably that one.
Yeah, so, all right, with that said, I want to pose that question to the comments this week. I want you guys to tell us about any work that you do that never gets seen or appreciated, but it's really important.
Yeah, kind of like the work that we do every week just to put on the show.
What's this we stuff?
Thank you, Ohio Power Tool, for sponsoring the show. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
We'll see you next week.